Good morning. My name is Joe Wilkins. I happen to serve as one of the senior judges, and I am just congratulations and welcome back. We are delighted to have you prepared with two presentations. One will be a 10-minute presentation, and then we'll pause, and then we'll go to a 90-second presentation. So again, congratulations. You've been called back by the company that you gave your full presentation to for a second visit. And we are asking that you speak only about the ethical aspect of the problem and to explain why your solution successfully handles any ethical issues. You'll have exactly 10 minutes. There will be no Q&A like we did on the first 25-minute presentation. You may not use slides or video, and you probably don't want to have more than 2 or 3 members of your team do this. So are there any questions before we get started? Okay, with that, I have 8:45, so we have 10 minutes and we'll start now.
All right, great. So we'll go ahead and kick it off. Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting our consulting firm back. We are excited to look further into the ethical components of our presentation with you. In today's presentation, we'll be looking at Apple's ethical role in a sustainable world. We have designed our presentation to cover 3 main sections. The sections are the ethical decision model, ethics at Apple, and our solution's ethical components. We will begin by explaining the ethical decision model we use to evaluate Apple. Next, Annie will dive deeper into the ethics behind Apple's situation in the Congo and China. Lastly, Laura will be discussing our proposed solutions and their ethical aspects. So what exactly are the norms for ethical decision-making? The norms for ethical decision-making are 4 guiding principles that constitute whether a practice is ethical or not. The 4 norms are rights, duties, justice, utilitarianism, and the common good. Rights and duties is the first norm and identifies the rights of all individuals or groups impacted by Apple's practices. It ensures that the rights of the individuals or groups affected are upheld and not violated. Fairness or justice is the second norm and evaluates whether all the parties involved in the practice are being treated fairly. The ultimate goal of this norm is to create a fair distribution of benefits or burdens from a practice. Utilitarianism is the third norm and evaluates whether a practice promotes the greatest good among everyone. It ensures that the actions a firm performs outweigh the costs. Common good is the final norm, and it evaluates whether the practice adequately serves all in common. Common good is built on the principle that all of our actions are interconnected, and our actions do impact each other. Our firm found 2 potential violations of the 4 ethical norms for ethical decision-making in Apple's practices. The 2 instances were Apple's extraction of cobalt in the Congo and Apple's operations in China. Cobalt is a crucial element found in the Earth's crust that is most popularly used for batteries, making it an essential need when creating Apple products. About 40,000 child laborers are used as cobalt miners in the Congo. Apple relies on its factories in China to manufacture and assemble their products. Apple's manufacturing facilities and supply chain have been accused of violating Chinese labor laws by implementing forced labor, withholding bonuses, and canceling safety trainings. Next, Annie will be discussing further in depth these practices and the relationship with the 4 norms for ethical decision-making.
So as Paul has mentioned, it has come to our attention that through lawsuits and various media outlets, Apple has been accused of violating 4 ethical norms, which were the rights and duties, fairness and justice, utilitarianism, and common good. Under rights and duties, the potential violations regard the life and safety of these workers by potentially enforcing forced labor and withholding tools and protection. This can also relate to the destruction of property by stripping the land in Congo to extract more cobalt. Under fairness and justice, workers in Congo and in China have received low wages and have faced difficult working conditions and are not encouraged to speak up and change these conditions as well. Under utilitarianism and common good, another potential accusation was that Apple has been prioritizing their own needs and their own profits over their employees and the communities that they rely on to assemble these products. So, as leaders within the technology industry, Apple can overcome these accusations by shifting their attention towards the common good of human welfare. We believe that Apple must support and protect their workers to have a better life and working experience. And Laura will share her suggestions and our suggestions on how the company can get there.
Hello, and as previously discussed yesterday, our implementation for your firm is ethical leadership. We have come to this solution because we firmly believe that ethical leadership will solve all of the accusations that have come against the company. We want to create an image for Apple that truly radiates being a force of good, as described by your CEO, Tim Cook. Apple is an industry leader, and you create innovative and sleek products, and we want your firm to be in the best light as possible. With the implementation of ethical leadership, as well as the desire to promote the common good, there can be an end to all poverty everywhere, and it starts with you. To make this part simple, I've devised our solution into 3 parts: corporate employees at Apple, manufacturing employees in China, as well as employees working for Apple's supply chain in the Congo. First off, our solutions for your corporate employees were structured around continued learning classes in the forms of diversity and inclusion, as well as corporate responsibility, as well as an ethical leadership certificate through the acquisition at Harvard University. These solutions are focused on the ethical principles of the common good and rights and duties. It is the duty of Apple's employees, as well as their management, to continue their education on important business and ethical principles related to business to ensure that they have the best operating policies in place. Secondly, it is for the common good of Apple that we have ethical employees working for you to make sure that you stand out as an industry leader. Secondly, moving on to our solution for manufacturing employees, this was based around ensuring safety trainings for all employees, equitable pay, and employee benefits in the form of paid time off and sick days. This is to ensure and protect the workers' integrity and human rights. This solution is structured around the ethical principles of fairness and justice, because it is only fair to these employees to have their workers' rights protected and upheld. This solution will also put Apple in a good light, as it ensures that your company looks as if they care about their employees and value their well-being. Finally, our last solution is based around the workers working for the supply chain in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We are calling on Apple to restructure their supply chain so it does not involve any elements of child labor, as well as find more sustainable practices to mine for cobalt, as it does not decimate the earth as harshly and forcibly remove citizens of that country. This solution is based on the common good and rights and duties. It is our ethical duty as an industry leader to protect the well-being and the livelihood of children. It is also for the common good and of the earth that we protect the materials of the earth, as well as the people working there. Overall, ethical leadership is the best solution for Apple because it addresses all the accusations that pose a liability to your firm. Likewise, for Apple, we want to create an image that puts you in the best light as possible. And by implementing ethical leadership into your business practices, this truly is possible. Overall, you have the ability to create change within your company, and you have the ability to eradicate poverty everywhere, and it starts with you. Apple, will you take the first steps with us today in achieving ethical leadership and implementing into your policies, and let us help you achieve that today? Thank you.